What's good? This is Just Stowe, and this is What's the Word. Y'all know why we here. If y'all can't tell, I got a special guest to my left right here. Some of y'all know him as Coach. Some of y'all know him as Jet. But most of y'all know him as Devonte West, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what we doing. So, we just gonna get right into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? For those that don't know you, you know what I mean? What's something about you, about yourself? What do you want to tell them about yourself?
Devonte West from the crib. If you don't know, that's Florida.
Yeah.
You feel me? People don't know what the crib is. You know,
Yeah.
Florida. Yeah, that's it, man. Got the funniest corner in the world, is what I like to say.
Yeah.
And so that's me.
All right, so you from Florida. So how'd you end up in Texas?
Man, I just moved here probably about 8-9 months ago. Moved here from my old lady. And so I'm out here that's really what brought me out here, you know what I'm saying? Long distance relationship.
Yeah.
And then, moved out here to see if it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And so that's where I'm at now. And yeah, that's really what I'm
Okay, no, that's real.
That's it.
Okay, with you moving out here, what do you think Texas got over Florida?
I say probably the food.
Okay.
Food, yeah, the Tex-Mex, they call it Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
The food here is pretty top notch because it's a lot of varieties, variation. You can tell I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? So the food is good. I would say the food definitely, and then seasons for real.
Yeah.
We don't really get that many seasons for real like that in Florida. We get hot.
Yeah.
And we get cool. You know what I'm saying? But out here you get hot and it get hotter.
Yeah.
And then you get the winter with the cold, like snow and stuff like that. 'Cause I moved out here, I'm like, it's snow? Like,
it's
crazy.
random, but
Yeah, you get the fall with the change of the leaves, stuff like that. So I think getting all 4 seasons. Yeah.
Now that makes sense. Now I guess I'll flip it. What's something Florida got over Texas?
Yeah, we got the water. You know what I'm saying? We got the water, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like the music out there, we got sonically, we got better music out there and stuff like that. So I'll say the water. Disney. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
you know
give
what
you
I'm
that.
saying? Mickey Mouse.
I can give you that. I've never been though. I ain't never been. You been to Disney World? Or what is it? Which one is it over there?
Disney World.
Okay, yeah. So you been?
I mean, I've probably been a few times. It's not really my thing for real. Also because they got to where you can test out if you can fit. I can't fit most of the rides.
Oh, I didn't know you could. They had.
Yeah, they had to like the seat. You sit in the seat.
Yeah.
I remember one time I had went, and this is like a high school trip, and we sitting there. I get on the ride, and we get ready to go. They're like, "Hey, stop it!" I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Hey, you got to get off." Like, I couldn't fit, and it was crazy because I was like macking on some girls too, so everybody laughing. So I had to like probably like, man, I got more money than any of y'all anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you gotta show out there, cause why you doing me
I
dirty?
had to show out. So yeah. After that, I really didn't go back for real.
That's actually OD. I did not know they were doing that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta sit because there's little seats that you can test and sit.
Yeah.
So I tried, but the thing wouldn't lock on my legs.
So they doing you dirty. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they did me
That's
wrong.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess with that, would you like? I guess long term, what are you looking at? What do you think? Do you think you'd go back to Florida? Would you stay here? Would you go to another state? Like, what do you think?
I mean, Florida's always home. And that's where my dad, nieces and nephews, brother at. I don't know if I would per se move back there. Texas is cool. I feel like I have one more move in me, which might be, you know what I'm saying, Georgia. Yeah. But that's just awesome. That's just for like social media wise. I feel like that
business
scene.
type thing.
Yeah, that's like the Black Hollywood.
Yeah,
say,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? So if anything, I move out there. But if not, I can see Texas being cool. I like Texas. I feel like Texas is a perfect state to like raise a family.
Yeah, I agree.
Whenever that time may come. So, but yeah, that's really.
Nah, that makes sense. Out of all the places you've been to or traveled to or stayed, like, where would you say was your favorite and why?
Newport, Rhode Island.
That's so random.
That's my favorite place to visit. I'm actually going there like in October. Like October, like my favorite place to visit. It's just like it's like solitude, if you will. Cause Newport is small, surrounded by water, but like very quiet. Yeah. So I like to go there as like a reset and just like calm, be by the water, ride mopeds down the thing. And if you know the Vanderbilts, you know what I'm saying? We learned the history class. Rich from all their mansions is in Rhode Island. That's like their summer homes. Yeah. But now you can tour them. When I said like they was important, like they got real gold in the walls. Like these folk had money for real. Wild. So going out seeing that, but it's just like I just love just the vibe of Rhode Island is very quiet to yourself, and I don't know something about it. I just like the peace with tranquility. If you will. I just like that. So yeah,
nah, that's
Rhode
real.
Island. Yeah. 'Island, yeah. So would you say like you're more of like you're not really like a city type guy?
So would you say like you're more of like, you not really like a city type guy? So would you say like you're more of like, you not really like a city type guy? So would you say like you're more of like, you not really like a city type guy?
No, the city cool, but when I want to go home, I want to be able to be away from it. But I don't want to be too country where I got to drive. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get to like a Walmart type deal, but I do like the city because it's like there's a lot of stuff to do. Yeah. But then when it's trying to go home and vibe, I like to be a little bit secluded, if you will. Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I guess, where were you born?
Born in Florida.
Okay. What do you think, or what is something that you've learned from being raised in Florida that you've taken on now?
I think Florida, like, just being yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because in Florida, you real talk, just, you know what I'm saying? We got our own little vibe down there, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so being yourself, I figure out me being myself I've lived in California, Georgia, Mississippi, all that. Like, myself is what's really connected with a lot of people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they call us very unique down there in Florida, you feel me? So just being yourself really take you to a lot of places and it keep you out of a lot of trouble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because yourself is really more than enough all you need, you feel me? So I think that just being me really taught me that for sure.
No, that definitely makes sense. And even, obviously, I know with you being from Florida, it's a big, like, sports state, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, obviously, I got a few friends that are from Florida, you know, into basketball. I think at an early age, like, you know, I used to watch, like, Austin Rivers, so he's at Winter Park, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you got your, we already know Florida Gators, Seminoles, Deion, you know, like, all them. So, you know, a little background check, you know. So I know you play football, you know what I'm saying? So I guess what part did you being from Florida playing that, and also, like, where did that interest come from?
I think it's everybody growing up, everybody in the hood, we playing ball. We play kill the carrier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We tackle football on the concrete, you know what I'm saying? So I think just being around it, you know, my dad, you know, and uncle, and then everybody in the hood I grew up in, like, playing football. Yeah. You know? And then it got to the point where, you know, parents were like, hey, if you want to go to college, you know what I'm saying? Like, football's going to get you there. We can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So it came more of like you're doing this to get a scholarship, to get a, you know, better education. So that's kind of where that came from. And, you know, speed is what we're known for in Florida. Yeah. So me being a big dude who can move really helped me really, like, get scouted and, you know, do well at football. Because me being my size, running how I was running, you know what I'm saying, helped me. It was an advantage because my dad, he would make me, like, train with the track athletes. Yeah. Or, like, go out there and play with the skinny boys because he was like, they faster, but you just doing that's going to help you better in your position. So it was really that, just surrounding the areas, like, that's what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you say, like, growing up you were a multi-sport athlete, or did you really just stick to football?
No, I mean, I played basketball, you know what I'm saying, did track. My dad tried to make me do wrestling, but I wasn't the singlet type deal. No, I went with the little one piece. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying. But he wanted me to do it because it'll help you with football. Yeah. And seeing it now, I understand. You know, with the hands and the grappling, but like, I'm like, Pops, I'm not going out there. You know what I'm saying? I did it like middle school, 7th grade, but I was like 189 7th grade, so I had to wrestle like a high school dude. Yeah. I wrestled this white dude at this big school, dog. I'm talking about first 5 seconds, he scooped me. Boom. I'm talking about my daddy in the stands. You ever seen like the movies with like this slow-mo? So I'm in the air like this, looking at my daddy like this, getting dropped, and he like, and boom, hit me. I'm like, after that, I'm cool.
That ain't for me,
I'm not ready. I'm not with this.
Nah, that's too funny. Nah, that's good. Obviously, like, you know, your parents said that, you know, playing football and trying to get a further education and stuff like that. So, I guess what grade did that kind of, you know, you're like, okay, I'm gonna use my passion to essentially further my career, further my education? Was there like 7th, 8th grade, early high school?
That had to be like in high school, because I was about to quit. Yeah. I didn't really like football like that. It was cool, like the games, you know what I'm saying, cheerleaders, girls, oh my God. That was cool, but like the grind, the working out, running, getting this shit, like I did not like that. So I was going to quit, and that's when my parents were like, hey, like, you trying to go to school? Because also I didn't like school for real. Yeah. So like you're not trying to apply yourself in the books. Like you only gonna get there from this ball, you know what I'm saying? My dad always had a saying, he was like, use the ball, don't let the ball use you. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, like if you want to go to school, because you gotta go somewhere. Yeah. At 18, you gotta get up out of here. Yeah. So he's like, figure out what you want to do. So that clicked in. I was like, sophomore year, I was going to quit sophomore year, had that talk, and then that's when I kept playing from there.
Nah, that's good. So you know, for some that don't know, like, you know, obviously you played like college football. So the school that you attended, was that like, I guess, why did you attend it? And also, did you have like, you know, multiple scholarships? Like, was that, I'm going to play football just because of necessity?
I ended up at Delta State University. Mm-hmm. Now, I had wanted to go to Fort Valley State, which I ended up going and graduating from, but so I went to a all-right private Christian school. And so when they were telling us, like, where do you want to get recruited at, my godfather had took me to Fort Valley homecoming.
HBCU.
My mind was blown. Seeing the major reds, and then I said, I want to come here. I didn't care about no D1, you know what I'm saying? At the time I was recruited by some big schools. I'm like, I want to go to Fort Valley.
Yeah.
So when I told the people, like, yeah, I want to go to Fort Valley, so I listed all the HBCUs I want to go to, and they were like, yeah, we hear you, but you're so much better than the HBCU. And that's so. And me hearing that, I'm not hearing the undertone of that, but I'm like, oh, okay, so they didn't recruit me. Like, I remember Bethune and Fam came in, and they turned them away.
What?
And so when I saw Buddy in the hallway, he was like, yeah, they told us that you're not interested because you got, at that point I had some bigger schools in there, but I'm like, no, I'm trying to come to, I want to come to y'all, but he was like, they told us, so they left. So I ended up going to Delta State because I was academically ineligible to play D1 football. Yeah. And at the time, 2012, JUCO wasn't big as it is now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the Netflix documentaries and see how, so we didn't know. So I was like, I don't know what JUCO is. So I went D2, and Delta State was one of the biggest D2s out there. So when they called, I signed before I visited, but then went there, got kicked off the team, you know what I'm saying, being a little hothead. Yeah. Then I went to Fort Valley. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is it. Yeah. So I went to Fort Valley and balled out there.
So how long were you at Delta?
A year and a half.
Okay.
So I went to Delta State for like a year and a half. I got kicked off. I went to a Christian school in Florida, Southeastern. But then my credit, something happened where I couldn't be cleared for football. So then I didn't get my scholarship there. So I went home. Okay, how I go? Went to Delta State. Then I went to Fort Valley. Yeah. I didn't like it because they made me I was like online school while in school. So like I was doing school in my dorm. Yeah. Didn't really like it. So I went to Southeastern. Stuff didn't transfer, so I went home for a semester, and I was a bus boy. But I'm like, hey, bro, I'm low-key a bum. Like, I'm out here, I'm working bus boy, and I'm just going to the crib. All my homies in school. I'm like, oh, no.
I got to switch something up.
So I called Fort Valley back, because I realized it was me just being a hothead, thinking I'm just, better at everything. So I called him, like, hey, man, I want to come back. And he was like, you can come back, but I'm not giving you a scholarship. Yeah. So I said, I want tip money, paid for my first semester. But then by the second or third game, I gained a full ride scholarship.
Dang,
so it was cool. That's
a testimony, bro.
By the second one, I got it. And it was crazy because before that game, like I said, like I've always been a class clown. So I'm like I'm the dude that practice when coach yelling, like I'm laughing, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like making fun. So I remember our first home game, he was like, yeah, you're not gonna make the roster. He's like, you gotta grow up. You too childish. Yeah. And my daddy was coming. I was like, hey, don't come because like I'm not gonna dress out. Yeah. He was like, man, you be straight. So then the day of the game, like an hour before, they called me like, hey, I guess somebody got hurt or something. Yeah. He was like, hey, we need you to dress out. Come on, you playing? I was like, okay, cool. And then I had like 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, blocked field goals. I'm balling. So then after that, you know what I'm saying? They were like, okay, well, you can ball. You play too much. And then I got a scholarship, and it was cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy. I'm not going to lie. What?
Yeah.
Whoa, like, and that's good. Like, I mean, that's obviously something that I didn't know. I'm sure that's something a lot of people didn't know. Mm-hmm. So, with someone that even has that background, like obviously success, like playing like college football and stuff like that, how did you become a creator? Like, how did you start making skits and TikToks and stuff?
It's crazy because, so I graduated from Fort Valley, but my major's in accounting. So I already had a offer letter with it was like the 5th largest accounting firm in the world, RSM. So I started working because I just wanted to go to school, like. NFL dreams, like they came and watched, but like I didn't want to go to the league. I just wanted to, get education. So then I got my accounting degree, and then, COVID hits, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working, but then COVID, we had a career work, and I'm like, man, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, accounting sounded cool just for like the money wise, and they said we'd be traveling, but then I'm traveling to like the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So now I'm working on the weekends. I'm like, this ain't really, and then when you add the hours into what you working, I'm like, I ain't making nothing. Yeah. So then I moved, so I was working at the crib, so then I moved out to LA because my best friend was out there. And then my homegirl, she was like, you should start, doing TikToks. Like, you do this anyway, because like the joke stuff, like that's always been me, you know what I'm saying? Life of the party, if you will. So I just started, in the 2020, I'm like, let me see what could come of it. And so I just started. That's really how that came in.
So would you say if 2020, like, with COVID and stuff like that, didn't happen, do you think you'd be where you're at right now?
No. I wouldn't have started. I would have just grinded out. I would have just did the accounting, the accounting world and just look forward to the weekends. But that's something I always said I never wanted to look forward to the weekends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
like
facts,
you struggling out there the week, but it's like, oh, it's Friday here, the weekend coming. So I didn't want to get in that cycle, but I probably would have just stayed because, like I said, the money was cool. Accounting, I could have just like, made my way up and started my own thing. So I was like, that was really what I was about to do. I was going to just do that.
That makes sense. I think with your friend kind of telling you, like, and you knowing that you're the life of the party and stuff like that, like, I guess when do you think it became reality? Like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I'm the life of the party, but like, I can make some shape with this. Like,
I think 2022.
Yeah.
I think that's really, cause I started having a little bit of emotion, but it wasn't really like. But 2022, when Darnell, that's you. When I made that skit and seeing how it was like going everywhere, I was like, oh dang. You feel me? Oh, maybe, you know what I'm saying? And then like, then it started building, and it was like the consistent growth, and then the videos kept doing well. I was like, oh, maybe okay, let me see what's up. And so I just kept going. And then I learned the business side of it, a year and a half later. But I think once that video hit and seeing how crazy it went, and then people looking forward to my skits, looking forward to me creating, and it's something that I can do like, I wouldn't say effortlessly, but it comes like natural. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something I love doing, you know what I'm saying? That's why I knew like, this is it. Let's see. And I never thought about like the business side of it. I just love creating. I just love, you know what I'm saying, laughing and stuff. So I think
that's crazy. What would you learn athletically that you can now put into content creating?
I think just the work you put in, like the grinding and like the stuff. I take the studying aspect of it, because when you play football, you got to look at film, you got to study your opponent to see like, or you watch your own film afterwards to see what I can do better, see like what I can improve on, this and that. So I study my film, if you will, like I'm like football. I watch my film often. I'll go back years ago and see what I was doing, and then see like what I can do better. And I look at my stuff that did well, you know what I'm saying? Even last week, I'll go over it like, okay, I could have did this or this punchline, or I could have come quicker. So I started, when I took it serious, I literally would study my film like it's like football.
Yeah.
I would sit there, I watch it over and over again. I read the comments, because that's almost like feedback. Oh, you missed this point, you did that. Or me wondering why this video didn't hit where I thought it would hit. And it's like, oh, this. I started saying that even with my accounting brain, I really went down to the numbers of it, like the statistics of it, because they can show you your analytics. Facts, so I'm looking at that, I'm punching that in, I'm on my little formula and seeing this, like, I really went down to that, because I'm like, okay, I can really do something with this, but what you put in, you got to study it, you know what I'm saying? See, and I started studying, you know what I'm saying, they say, like, your opponents, I started, what are they doing? Why are they, okay, I see, okay, they push it out daily. This 1 or 2, okay, let me turn it up. That's why in 2022, I started doing like 3 to 5. I started seeing people in my realm doing what I'm doing. They doing 3 a day, like nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing enough. Okay, I need to match my opponent. So I think that's what I took of it, the studying of the game and like watching the film and stuff.
Now that's good. Like, I feel like some people just vibe out, but I feel like it gets to a place where you're like, you can't just be vibing. You gotta tighten up a little, tighten your screws a little bit.
Because people be like, just post. Like it's, yes, but like it comes to a point you have to really study it and figure out what it is that you're doing. Yeah. So yeah.
No, that's good. So I would say like, even in terms of like, okay, 2020, now 2022, you're getting like, motion, and you're seeing like, damn, you're really doing something, right? That's 2022. Like 2025 is here. We almost finished. It's gonna be 2026. So like, where do you think your faith in you content creating, like, where it played a part? Like, you started in 2020, like, did you have as much faith as you have now in what you were doing? Or was it just like, they sound good at it, I'm finna just try it out?
I think now I have faith in like what I'm doing. Yeah. And like my craft or whatever, and like I am, I can do this and I can be one of them ones. Yeah. I think now just seeing it and being able to like work with like Kev on stage and being able to be in his space and like making him laugh. I think he's
hilarious.
He's one of them ones, and seeing what he's doing, and then like being able to talk to him and he speak life into me, and he can see like where I can go with this. So I think now I do have the faith in it now. Like okay, I believe in myself. Like I can do that. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah, Kev is.
Yeah, he one of them ones.
That dude is hilarious.
Yeah, and seeing his work ethic showed me now that okay, I need to do more. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I'm about to start my own YouTube series and stuff like that. Because working with him, and I think my 3 a day is like cool, but like he's doing his 3 a day on social media, but he also creating his on like comedy tours, and he got his 2 shows on BET, and he's about to go on another tour, and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing enough. Okay, if I want to get here, this is what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I need to up it, you know? So seeing that.
No, that's good. So I think, you know, obviously you getting to work with him definitely probably expanded like your way of thinking and this and that. So obviously Kev is Kev, you know what I'm saying? So like, and Devonte is Devonte. So like, in terms of scaling just like your body of work or like how you want people to perceive you or the things you create, like what do you think, how do you want to like, I guess, mold that? Like, okay, like just like you're saying, like, you know, YouTube series or whatever, like what is the end goal? What is to come, I guess?
I think to come is me creating my own, like the characters people love, and just me as a comedian being able to take that and like create my own shows and make my own, like, you know how you got Martin Lawrence show and Jamie Foxx, like I want to be able to create my own thing like that. I think that'll be my footprint in like the comedy space, being able to take what I do now, because you know it's I won't say it's easy, but like now it's easy to, I can hold someone for a minute and a half, you know what I'm saying, 2 minutes for a joke and act this out, but can I hold people for 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's a whole
and can I get this, can I still have the same comedic effect on them, because, you know, you can't overdo the comedy, but you don't want to miss it where it's dragging, so be able to figure that out, even on a producer side, because I have to, like, now I'm getting people come in, and some of the people I'm working with, they're not necessarily comedians, but it's like, can I help coach them to where, like, get the right timing and stuff like that? So I think that is the end goal, me creating my own web series and making my own shows and creating me as everything that I am, like from artistry to the comedian to the faith, like making it all into like one like experience. I feel like that's
good. That's good, bro. Like, even like what you saying, that like I think a lot of people have the idea of it, but obviously everything comes down to like actually putting it together. Like it sounds good in theory, but it's like, you know, it's harder than what people actually see. So with you having all those like, you know, different avenues and stuff like that. So as you're growing and expanding just like your craft and you yourself as a brand, like how would you say your storytelling goes, or just like building out, like, okay, like, you know, you have these different fixtures of skits. So like what you were saying earlier in terms of like, you know, you have like your faith-based content, and you have like your sports content, and you have your dancing content, like all that. So like in terms of now building YouTube series and different stuff, how are you going to keep those characters in place, but while also keeping the audience intact for a longer, like, you know, time?
I think one just doing it and maybe failing at it at first. Like I'm in the process of writing my first one now, so I think doing the first one and seeing how it goes and like watching it and be like, okay, well, this is where, or like having the comments like, you know, and seeing how I can get better. I think now it's just doing it, because I don't know right now. Like I don't, because it's my first time trying to create a 15, 20-minute body of work. And then most of my stuff is improv, so actually writing a script and like writing lines and seeing how get the punchline in the script and making the storyline flow to where it's not overly done with the comedy, but it's not too less, and like the perfect flow of the storyline, and so they can understand why I'm going with it and take this ride with me. So I think just doing it and then building from that. Like I have the idea, but I won't know until I actually put it together. And so I think just putting it together and seeing how it's received, and maybe failing at it, or maybe the first one is like, oh, we good, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we kick it going, you know? And then also like just watching the comedians before me, and even like Kevin on stage, watching he has a churchy season 2, like watching his stuff and seeing how he's able to create these episodes, and he got renewed for a season 2, like so clearly the season 1. So it's like seeing how, like just seeing like, you know, other ones who were ahead of me, like how they did it and how they processed, and like, okay, this is it. It's funny still there, but it's not overdone, so it's pleasant and you can enjoy it without like, okay, you're forcing it over my head. You know what I'm saying? I get it, you know what I'm saying? Just let it happen, not forcing it. So I think that's how I will see. No,
that's good. I'd say with that, out of all the characters that you've now created, which character is your favorite one?
That's tough, man. I mean, of course, Darnell, he gonna always.
He's actually top one.
Darnell always gonna be number one, just because like he was the first character that I created. you know, and everyone like looks forward to, and like still to this day, people like, Darnell, that's you. You know what I'm saying? I still get that. So even, and then like if I don't use him for a while, people are like, man, what Darnell at? Man,
Yeah,
Darnell
like, bring him back.
yeah. So I think Darnell is just, this is the nostalgia of it. You know what I'm saying? He really was the one that really drove it up here. So I like him as well. I love the ugly character, like the ugly dude. I feel like I love
the filters.
Him cool. I love Coach because you know what I'm saying. Like just being around it reminds me of just playing ball and like someone you relate to. But I think Darnell is always going.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if that's necessarily a character yet, at least, but one of the funniest ones I think was when you did with how like former NBA
the podcast.
players go on the podcast and how they be talking, because like they actually be like talking a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy.
Like we didn't see you play.
Yeah, bro, we are alive when you were in the league.
We seen you. You wasn't like
they lied. They said, oh, like if Kobe ain't die and LeBron ain't hope for 20 years and Jordan, I'm like, bro,
you can't take that out.
Like, what are you saying?
You can't take out the fact
what are
of
you
it.
saying?
If I was 6'6" with a jumper, I would have.
You not. You literally not.
Like
it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay. It wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always find that's a really fun one. And then I would say like, bro, the church ones to me be so funny because
I like them.
I think more, you know, now that I'm even more involved like in church and stuff, like like
you see it.
You actually like
you see
it, and now I'd be like, bro, like am I tweaking or is like. Like,
you definitely see
like,
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What was the one you did? Like, I think you said like when they seat you by some girls like at church.
Oh
or something like,
doing worship.
Yeah, and like they got the hands out. Mind you, this is someone you go to church with all year. Their hands be like this. They don't even raise their hands. They don't be doing nothing.
And like I've seen it because like I led worship, so I've seen it from like on the stage type point. Like you trying to out sing me right now?
Yeah, like you're not on the podium.
You know, like you see it, like they be going there, like okay, it's not even So like
that stuff is way too funny for me.
Yeah.
So like like you even just saying like you know you've led worship. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. You know, I didn't know that. So like okay, like you be doing skits. So why don't we see you? You know, do a little something for church. Like I be seeing you trying to like slide in your singing skills and your skits. Like that ain't slick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like you can sing. So like why don't you like worship in church, or like is that something you would do like in the future? Like what is that?
I mean that's something I've thought about since moving, especially here. But it's very. I take that stuff like it's a very serious place to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't feel like everyone who has a good voice deserves a mic on stage. Everyone who you're a good speaker. You don't have to be a preacher. Everyone doesn't need the stage. And then where I'm at now, as a social media presence, I've always said I never want to be a distraction when it comes to that. And it's hard for people to separate the two of me as like a comedian and then in the spiritual, like okay, being on stage and stuff like that. And so I never wanted to. And when I realized it was going to be a distraction, when I had posted a clip, I think this had to be 2023. I posted a clip of me leading worship, and like the discourse in the comments, you know what I'm saying, was a lot. And I was like, oh, because I've gotten better, but like I curse in my skits. Yeah. When people see that, you're a sinner. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've gotten. And so being in that and seeing the comments going, oh, don't play with God, you shouldn't be up there. And I'm getting all the DMs like talking about novels of people. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. And so it's like I don't want to be a distraction, because one, I don't want to sit here and argue, you know what I'm saying, with you and go back and try to prove my faith. But also I don't want to deter someone, you know what I'm saying, or then have someone feel like maybe the sin that they are doing, it's okay, you can do it because he's, you know what I'm saying? So it's a slippery slope. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I did step away from the stage, because it's like I don't want to be that distraction. Yeah. And even though I may not think anything is wrong of whatever I do, but it's the perception. Facts. And I don't want someone to come in and they may need, you know what I'm saying, that word or be in that presence of worship, but then they're taking off like, oh, that's Darnell, he up there playing, blah, blah. And so people are not taking it serious and think it's a joke because people can't separate the two. And so it's something that I've prayed about, you know what I'm saying, because I still worship daily and I don't need to be on stage with a mic on a Sunday to worship like I do it, Monday through Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I go to church and I can do it from my seat. And so it's just that. I think that's why, because I know the influence that I have.
Yeah.
You know, and so I want to, carry that well and be, even though I may not think blah, 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 but it's like just that discourse being there. I don't want to stuff like that. So I think that's why I have not, because opportunities have come because people have seen me or some of the worship leaders that I know. It has come up, but it's like I want to make sure it's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with coming into content creation, I remember I came in and I was at church I was leading worship at, and we read this book called Draw the Circle. And it was like, put everything that you want, from God in the circle and pray over it daily. And so this is one of the things that I, still to this day, like I pray over my content and stuff like that. I'm like, and before I knew I could make this like a living, I remember I was kind of, because I was getting those comments and it kind of made me weird. So I was talking to my homeboy and he was like, bro, like, God, talk to God. And if he wants this for you, he'll let it happen. If not, like, he won't. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to have you out here, like, embarrassing him like that. So he's like, so I pray, like, hey, God, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to make this amount so I can stop working. I want to be able to have, down to the views, like I need at least 3 or 4 million view videos a month so I know I can be able to do this and that. And literally every single month it happens.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And like when I sit there and pray over it and stuff like that. And that's why it'd be hard, because it's like you're telling me I'm not of God, but it's like, bro, I sit here, I talk, I write it down, I pray, and what I prayed and asked him for, it's happening. He's the only one making it happen. He's the only one I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know I'm locked in for real, but it's like I don't want to do the debating and do all that. It's unnecessary. Yeah. So that's why. But that's why I know, like, okay, he is blessing and honoring this. Because I told him, like, if you allow me to, like, I will give it back to you. That's why I do my faith-based skits. And even with the pastor ending the sermon, it's funny, but there's always a message. I get DMs all the time, like, bro, like you actually really open, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's like, but you really,
doing
like,
a sermon, low key.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, bro, like, that spoke to me, like, thank you. And I'm having conversations with people in the DMs and like helping them because they struggle with stuff like that. And so it's like being that and showing that aspect of like, oh, man, you believe in God too, and like you can do this. And you came from here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know the impact. So that could be my spiritual impact. It doesn't have to be,
for sure. You
know what I'm saying, leading and stuff like that. It can be just here in those DMs and those conversations. You know, so that's really real.
I'm not. I respect that a lot, just from the aspect of like. I was just having this conversation with some of my friends yesterday. I feel like it takes a certain type of humility to understand that, yes, I do have this gift and I could be a worship leader and stuff, but like, it's not for me. Like, one, like, you know, God granted me that. So you don't want to now go on the stage or whatever and like, it's taken, like, you know, you're taken away from what, you know, what people are doing. Yeah. But in that, he's also giving you comedic relief for others, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, and you even praying over it and telling God, like, okay, like, you know, I'll give this back to you and praying over your stuff. And now you even incorporating, like, faith-based skits. It's like, it's crazy because look at what it's even doing. Like, you don't even, like, it's probably doing something more than, you know, what people think. And that's, I think one thing I want to get into, too, is just, like, with you doing, like, you know, skits and all that stuff, that, did you ever feel a hesitance to add your faith into things?
100%.
Yeah.
Especially because I was doing Facebook content before anybody knew who I was. Yeah. Because that's part of me. That's part of like who I am. Like I grew up in it. Like my dad was a minister. You know what I'm saying? I was a young deacon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was in the youth choir, the usher, and then I lead it. So like it's been part of my whole life. So I've always done it. But then like started going, I was hesitant because, like I say, I've seen the discourse with other creators when they would do it, and I'm like, you know. But also it's like me, like I don't want to be ashamed. And this is who I am. Yeah. You know, and one thing I see, like it's easy for people on social media to call out what you're doing wrong, because that's me showing it. Boy. So it's easier for me to call what you're doing wrong, so I can ignore what I got. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. I feel better calling you out. So now I did my job as a Christian, but it's like, you know what I'm saying. I take it with, granted, some conversation I do have healthy conversation in DMs. Like, okay, I hear what you're saying, and like I say, like the cursing thing. Yeah. You know, like that's that's why I was hesitant, because I'm like I know, you know how people feel about it. You know what I'm saying, and so, but like. Even then, like, if you saw me from 2022 or 3 to now, bro, I was cursing every other word.
Yeah. So
Back
there's growth.
There's a lot of growth. Like
progress,
I'm growing. Like my last 6 or 7 skits, there's been no cursing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying to call me out, but you're not even seeing the growth. Like, you don't even see, like, I have been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? So I think I was hesitant because of that.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want that discourse. I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to deal with it. But also, it's like I can't be ashamed of like what I believe in and of God, especially because that's what I prayed for. Like, that's what I wanted. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm even glad that, you did that, just because there's so many people that probably think the exact same way you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you get chastised. As soon as you bring anything about faith into it, it's like, who do you think you are? And, and like, I've realized too in my walk and stuff, like, a lot of people just project. Yeah. And if you have any form of influence, like, it don't even have to be to your magnitude or like my magnitude, or like even like, let's say you're just like a leader somewhere, whatever, like they are ready to chop your neck off.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard. Like I was even watching Kim on Stage interview with B. Simone, and they were talking about the discourse he had when he went to the Maverick City tour and he had like a drink.
Yeah.
And they were going off on him, you know what I'm saying? And like, how can you as a Christian be out there drinking, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's gonna come. And so I just think it's that. But I just couldn't let it affect me, because it's like, it's real. Like, this is me. Yeah. I am a flawed individual.
Facts.
And not even making excuses for it, because I know, like, I've been working on myself, and that's something that I do daily. Yeah. That's why I say my last 8 out of 10 skits, there's been no cursing in it. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like I say, it's a distraction. Yeah. Like, I also know now, like, you can't continue to add all the faith-based content and, like, every other word is a swear word. Yeah. Even if me, like, maybe I don't have that conviction of it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
It's not adding up.
You know, feel me? So it's like, it's just the work, but it's just everything that gets critiqued and this and that, it's like, it's going to happen. Yeah. So I can't let it deter me, because like I know, like I say, I pray on it. Yeah. And that was 2023. Now everything, it's been happening. Yeah. So I know he's with me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much what I was going to say, like, since 2023, I think it's just a good thing that you're doing that, because, like, it's a testament to you yourself. And also, one thing that the Lord has taught me, too, is, like, where I am now is not where I was. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you have any form of leadership, influence, or whatever, it's, like, sometimes I feel like people forget, like, hey, like, you do know I had to grow to get, and I'm still growing. I'm still growing, so they ain't got the same grace, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think, in you doing that, and even you just talking about it, like, it makes a lot of sense. Especially, like, with language. Like, I used to curse when I was younger. Now I rarely curse. Like, it slip out, but, like, there was work that was, was done. Like, he's gonna change your heart in that. So, no, I definitely understand that. And I think with people in your position, a lot of people don't understand how it really is to be, like, someone like you. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of, like, you're getting judged off of, more times than not, your first impression every time. Mm-hmm. Every time. Like, they're not seeing you back to back to back. Like, they can't build out, like, a thing for a year. Yeah. So it's like, on one day, you're like, bro, you don't even know me. Like, you don't know what I've gone through, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
But that's why I don't want to, like, have to get on there and prove this and that. Like, because there's people who've been following me from 2022 to 2023 that would deem me like, bro, I see the growth. Like, I see how you've improved, even in, like, your faith base. Like, I've seen the growth. Like, it's beautiful to see, bro. Like, keep going. So, I just never want to get into that arguing back and forth in the comments. I'm not going to do all that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. You know, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and making sure that, the conversation I have with him, that I'm living that out, because it's going to, it's going to show. Yeah.
Nah, that's good. That's good. I think even with, like, kind of staying on this topic, like, how would you say your faith sustains, like, your highs and lows in life and in content creation, whether that's, like, with views or what you think, what you don't think, like,
I think my faith has carried me a lot, because even before where I am now, like my mom passed away May of 2022, and that was before Darnell That's You ever came out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's the time, like, I was, worshiping and stuff like that. And I remember that was the hardest part, because it's easy, like, when you said it's easy to, like, God is great everything's going well. You get the first parking spot in the, you know what I'm saying, the grocery store. You feel me? The views are high. You making a lot of money. It's easy. God is great then. Yeah. But I remember like seeing that and, you know, praying, hoping my mom would come out of this and his answer being no, and then having that conversation when I'm like, I'm mad. Like man, what you got going on? You say this and that, and like having a conversation. And he's telling me like, okay, you sing the song that I've been faithful. Like, would you still sing my praises even when the answer is no? Like, am I still good now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you didn't get what you want, because a lot of times I realize is a lot of times, and it's very, you got to be, because sometimes I do it as well. Sometimes like we make the goal and this and that, like that becomes God. Facts. And if it happens, like God is good. And if it doesn't happen, then it's not up. Oh, that's not God, whatever. Yeah. Sometimes his answer is no. Sometimes that door's shut and it's not opening. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think we're very pacified in the faith because we feel like everything's supposed to be yes and it's supposed to work out. How it's supposed to, like, well, I'm supposed to have this and that, but it's like, I think that's the reality that I've realized, especially since the passing of her, like seeing the answer being no, and like, damn, what I was doing was for her, like this and that. And he's like, okay, well, you can get on the stage and sing, and I've been grateful, I've been good, I'm the God of this and that, and now that the answer is no, and it's grieving and it's death, like, will you still, you know what I'm saying, live from, will you still praise me? I think that was the moment was really what has tested me. Yeah. The views and stuff, I know that come and go, you know what I'm saying? But just the real life of it, seeing the no's and seeing how hard life was up until that point, trying to get through it, and singing now, like, it was everything, you know? And even my dad, like, that was his wife for 30 years, and seeing him having to restart over, and him having to, you know what I'm saying, preach at her funeral. You know what I'm saying? And, like, seeing that and, like, you know, the battle he was going through, we're having the same conversation. So I think it was in that moment where, like, my faith was really tested, and seeing how I was upset, and then 2 months later, boom, life changing on social media. And even that brings a certain sadness because, like, everything I remember. You were doing it. I'm doing it for some of our last conversations. She was like, I know it's going to happen for you, like, everything, like, can't wait to see it. And then, like, it's happening, but you're not here. And even that brings a certain grief and sadness. Like, okay, it's cool, but the person I wanted to enjoy with not here. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the faith was tested, and that's why no matter how good or bad it gets, I don't stay too like, oh yeah, well, it's good even now. I've had months where videos don't hit. Yeah. God's still good. We still creating because we have the ability to create. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The why behind it. So I think that's where.
Nah, you hit everything on the head because like. There's a conversation I be having with my friends and stuff. It's like, you know, you'll idolize something and say that it's something that, like, that's what God wants for you. But it's like, no, you've manipulated
that's what you
into thinking that's what God wants for you. But it's like, no, you wrote that path, you made that way, but like that's not what God did. And so then in your mind, you've already committed to the prosperity of what you've idolized, right? Yep. And then God's like, that ain't what I have for you, man. Yeah. And then it don't happen, and then now you get pissed. Now you're telling God, like, this is what you told me, but it's like, no, you literally drew your own line in the sand. Like, yeah. Now you're in grief, you're pissed, now you mad at your siblings, you mad at your parents, like, and it's like, God's like, bro, like, that's not even what I have for you, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think even with what you're saying, like, bro, you know, the Lord works in very mysterious ways, because I feel like for you to even experience, you know, a passing of a parent, and literally 2 months later, it's like a birthing, literally, like a new birthing, like a new creation of Devonte is insane to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, I don't know. I think in my heart, it's like that was just God's way of saying, like, I still got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, and you still trust me because I think what people forget is like we're human beings, so like. The Lord knows we have anger, we have grief, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you read, like, you know, David and stuff, David went through every possible, like, emotion. So I just, you know, the Lord has an order of everything. So I just find that crazy that, you know, that in that time, and you were even worshiping, like, that's it. Like, all that stuff is insane that it's happening all at one time, you know what I mean? So, and it's like, dang, like, look at where God is, like, taking me, and, like, you know, look where I'm at now. So I think that's really good. I think with that too, like, what would you say is a scripture or two that you really like stand on, like, or that has come to life in, like, let's say the last like 5 years for you?
I mean, I think just simple, like, like the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was it. You know, I'll never leave you nor forsake you.
Yeah.
That one hit. You know what I'm saying? Hard. Even I started reading like the story of Job. His story. His story. I think that's one of the first times I really really read through his story. And I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like reading that really hit. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was taken from him. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're like, dang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's that. Like those scriptures really stood out, and even, you know what I'm saying, even when building like how I'm trying to build on social media, even like the story of, you know what I'm saying, the art, because they say it took anywhere between like, I want to say they said 10 to maybe 100 years for him to build that ark. Yeah. So it's like seeing how he woke up every day and was building it, and it never rained. They said up to that point it never rained. They didn't know what water was coming from the sky. You know what I'm saying? So you're building something that no one understands. So for me, because no one in my circle, no one in my family, no one does social media. A lot of people think it's like when I started, like, a lot of people like thought it was dumb. You know what I'm saying? They made fun of me. My friends would secretly record me while I'm trying to record and like post it on their social media. Like, oh, he think he's Gen Z. Like they would make fun of me. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not even telling
I ain't gonna lie. That used to hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie to you. That used to hurt my. I mean, I used to go to bed like crying. Like
I believe it.
That would hurt. Yeah. So it's like even that story, seeing how he was building something that no one understood. Like, you look crazy.
Facts.
It never rained here. Yeah. What do you mean you're gonna be social media? You know what I'm saying? Where I grew up, it's like, bro, get you a good paying job, get you benefits, and that's it. Yeah. You trying to go social media? Yeah, you left accounting?
I feel you.
Oh, but you crazy, you know what I'm saying? But now the rain coming, and now
it's pouring.
It's pouring. Now you see what you was saying. Now it's like, oh. So even like his story is what really I gravitated to as well, because it's like he looked crazy. It never rained. Yeah. And it's crazy because sometimes, like with the story of Job I was reading, like when his friends were trying to tell him, like, you must have did something. Yeah. It's funny because like what they're saying in theory wasn't even fully wrong, but it wasn't correct. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I think it was almost too.
It was very
logical or something. Like
people take their theology and make it fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
People can't get out of that theology points of it. So it's even then like seeing it. So like those stories and those scriptures are really like what I gravitated toward and really locked in on, especially like the art point, because it's like I was building for a long time. Like these 5 videos a day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start making a penny from social media until 2024. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we grinded. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This has been a minute. This has been videos after videos, struggling. You know what I'm saying? Car repo, like we down bad for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, bro, go back to accounting. You tripping? You know what I'm saying?
That's so stable, like you know how that looks. You know what I mean?
So I think that's really what stood out.
Bro, that's good. It's even crazy because I was reading Jeremiah like 2 days ago, and I think in one it pretty much mentions about like, essentially like uprooting things, or like, you know, the Lord telling you something and you do it, but like you kind of just do it because that's what the Lord told you, or that's what you feel, you know what I'm saying? But it's backed by Christ. Mm-hmm. So like I think even like with you and your content creation, like again, like the people around you, they're not seeing the vision, because we have this conversation with him too. Like for the longest, I always be like, bro, like I wish there was somebody that like understood what I like, so we can just bounce up. But like sometimes, bro, like it ain't like that. You're going to have to get out the mud for real, you know what I'm saying?
By
it's
yourself.
Like, and, you know, you have to see it through, because, like, dang, like, if you don't see it through, there's always going to be that what if. Because I always tell people now, especially, and even, like, my younger siblings, I'm like, bro, if it's in here, it's in there for a reason. You don't want to be 60 and like, dang, I wish I did that, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, also, I'll tell people, what's grinding for 5 years to set up your next 20?
For real, though.
Like, you feel me? So I think you saying that's like, dang, because like Job, that story gonna do it to you, bro. Because you know everyone has seasons of being like in their Job seasons, like, and just understanding like, had this conversation yesterday too, like understanding too, like purpose and callings are like 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? Like your purpose is gonna be different in each season, but your callings always gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, even like you like doing skits and stuff, like, you know, that is your purpose like right now. Because like obviously being a worship leader or whatever, that wasn't supposed to be your purpose, because I feel like if it was, you would have somehow found your way really back on there, you know what I'm saying? So I think understanding that was also important, but you know, not letting, you know, the naysayers or whatever kind of like distract you, because, you know, but I think it also comes with you having some form of faith in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't, I think you probably wouldn't have not done it. Because like,
probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, you're getting gratified from like people that don't see your vision or understand it. And I feel like that speaks to a lot of people. So
I think even like, I don't even think my comedic content would even be what it is, because I remember I started curating my skits for the people who were around me. Like, okay, if they think it's funny, like, because I was trying to get, I guess, their validation still, because it was still lonely. Yeah. I remember I had a conversation with my boy Dom. Shout out boy Dapper Dom, you feel me? He's in the fashion stuff. But I remember we had a conversation, and he's like, bro, like, you're funny, like, make your content. Yeah. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, like, this isn't you, like, you're, because he was in the same, he was in the same community I was. He's like, you're trying to, like, make your stuff for them, like, bro, create for you, like, if it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen, like, bro, like, you know, pray, like, talk to God, like, it's gonna happen, and then, like, even making that switch to, like, okay, I know, like, maybe they don't think it's funny, they won't get it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody won't understand, you know what I'm saying?
It's not for them right now.
And then even that, like, when I started creating, like, in my own land, for my own birth, for my, like, that's when it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he started blessing and honoring, and that's when, you know what I'm saying, we started seeing this. So, like,
Like, I know it's repeated all the time, but, like, he really awards obedience, bro. Yeah. It's just, it's crazy. It's actually crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, again, I'm sure your friends sometimes be looking at you like, bro, like, they probably, you go somewhere, they're like, hey, there go Devonte. And they're like, bro, this is just Jet, bro. Like, this is like, bro, like, what y'all saying? But it's like, bro, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for some people, like, you know, you're the inspiration. And just even in what you do, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know the depths of where you came from. They just see who you are now, you know what I mean? So I think that's really important. And I think what I'd ask you, too, is just, like, for those that, you know, are in your situation or eventually will be, and maybe they're not skate creators, maybe they're just creators in general or business people, for those that want to implement, like, you know, their faith and their creativity or their business acumen, like, what are things or tips that you would give them? That's what I would say.
I mean, just remember what he told you. Yeah. I mean, that's the main thing, you know. Make sure you stand there, you're praying over it, you know, write it down, make it plain, you know. If it's what he wants for you, if those conversations and you know and you feel it, like, stay true to that and just make sure you keep him there through it all. Yeah. You know, don't get too big-headed to when you make it and it's like, oh, it's me, and you stop praying, you stop breathing, you stop having that time with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, through every season when it's slow, trust and believe that he's gonna make it. 'Cause sometimes we want to get our own timelines in the way. Yeah. It ain't happen, you do away with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, main thing is, like, keep him the focal point. Yeah. Because he will bless it to wherever it's supposed to be, and only you and him know, because y'all had that conversation. Yeah. Don't let him or what they think, like, you and God talk to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep them words close to your heart and just go. Yeah. Because you and him, that's the only person you really need for real. Facts. And he will put the right people in your life at the right time to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So I think just keeping it there, because it was crazy. Like, because I recently worked with Kev on stage, and like, nobody noticed, but he had came into the comedy special at the church I go at Concord Church on his comedy tour, and some of my homeboys was like, bro, you should DM him because we're mutuals. Like, DM him, brother, meet him. I'm like, he won't see it, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I had posted, like, I was there. He's like, dang, where you at? I wanted to meet you. I was like, dang, I missed it. So he's coming on tour again, the Ball Brothers tour, and I had it in my calendar because I think he's going to be here. I forget the date, but I had it in my calendar to reach out to him, like, hey, bro, I would love to just meet you and, like, just talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I'm praying, like, just the opportunity to work with somebody who was, like, in this space, who's up there. And I'm like, God, and, like, you know what I'm saying, like, allow this, like, to happen. Bro, then he DMs me about coming out to LA to film with him on one of his own things coming, which was, like, mind-blowing, because I was talking to Michelle. Yeah. And she was like, she gave me the homework. She's like, you know what? You need to write it down, put it in your calendar. You're gonna DM him, hit him up, blah, blah, blah. And then, boom, he DMs me like, hey, bro. And I was like, this is insane. So that's why I say, like, those prayers, like, where you're trying to go and you're talking to God, like, you're going to get there. Like, this year I came in saying I wanted to work with people who are in this space, who are bigger than me, who have more insight. I want to be able to be in the rooms and just take from them. Yeah. Not knowing how, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, I know how to do it, and then boom, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that.
It's nuts.
Which was insane because it is. I'm in my calendar. Hey, DM Kev on stage the day before he gets to Dallas for the Ball Brothers thing, and then boom, I worked with him like months before. So even that was like insane. So that's why I say like, pray to God, talk to him, and be honest. Like, have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be the big words and this and that. Like, God, I need this.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You told me. I don't know when, but that's what I need.
Yeah.
Boom, and make sure you keep, showing up every day and putting that work in, and it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Nah, that's a word, bro. That's real. Like, I even think, literally for a lot of people, it is, God has told you something, but, sometimes people would rather benefit from God not telling them, because it's like, some people become entitled and then they don't want to put the work in or this and that. And you kind of have to find that like middle ground, because I feel like one thing I realized too is that, the Lord doesn't give you the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like as you are proactive, as you take a step, another door opens. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you knew the whole steps, you first of all, your faith not gonna grow at all. No. Yeah, your faith not gonna grow at all. Your obedience is gonna be lackluster. You're almost gonna look at him as like a genie. It's like every time I want something, he's gonna give you the blueprint of it. You're just gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I think you saying that is like really, really good and important. But yeah, that was good. So I mean, we finna go to the last section. It's a pretty chill, easy section. It's pretty much called a this or that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you two options, and you just gonna give me which one, and you're gonna say why.
Okay.
All right. So first, this or that. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Why?
Because TikTok is here and it's gone. It's here and it's gone. But also, brand-wise, brands still prioritize Instagram and YouTube over TikTok because they're like, TikTok is so hit or miss, and the impact of like you growing on Instagram and YouTube it's harder than TikTok.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of brands prioritize Instagram and YouTube. So I think Instagram, because that's where the value is when it comes to like growing and like when you want to work with brands, stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. College athlete life or content creator life?
College athlete life. Yeah, I think because like I feel like college, especially being college athlete, those are some of the like your favorite years because you're kind of like living carefree, if you will. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, game day, the road trip, staying in the hotel with the home. Like that's some of the best like moments ever. Content creation is cool, but it's more of a lonely journey if you want until you start meeting folks. But that college athlete life and stuff like that,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. HBCU homecoming vibes or a packed Devonte West comedy show?
Comedy show for sure. Because it'll still bring them vibes for sure. But I think it's still gonna bring them vibes. You feel me? But I think comedy show for sure. Because I feel like that'll be like, okay, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Be able to create an experience for people. So I definitely think,
Okay, now that's good. I thought you might not do them, but okay, that makes sense. Creating content late at night or early in the morning?
Late at night. I create most of my stuff late at night.
For real? I cannot do that, bro.
Because my mind works like when I'm by myself at night, just sitting there like in the dark, like my mind flows, and a lot of my like biggest hits came from that night of like boom, writing my notes, and I had to get up and like film it. That dancing skit I did, that was at night. I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think at night, because I don't know what it is about it, but that nighttime, my brain and my creativity be flowing at an all-time high. Yeah. So yeah.
Nah, that makes sense. Small and loyal community, or small, loyal, and engaged community, or massive, not as engaged community?
Small, loyal, for sure. Because what I've learned is like the following is cool, but it just looks cool just for like a egotistical point. Like I got this many
aesthetic type.
You know what I'm saying? Like it looks good for that. Yeah. But when you have that small, loyal community, you can do. But you can influence. Like that influence on them can take you places that are someone who has 1 million plus, but their engagement low because you've built that to where like even brands will see it and they'll work with you and they'll throw you the bag because like they see your numbers, your engagement, like or you can sell merchandise or you can go like YouTube and they will follow you because like that dedication, because that's something that I've learned. Like I didn't really like learn that aspect of it. I kind of was like just growing and going. So now I'm getting to a point like you want to build that loyal community. I have it now, but it's like that's something I didn't realize. That loyal community is like that's better than anything.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
100%.
Then I guess I'll do a last one. Okay. Being remembered for your content or being remembered for your character?
For my character, for sure. I mean, for like just who I am, just as a person, like the impact. Yeah. I think it's more like characters is cool, that's there, but I feel like that actual impact of who I am, the essence of me, you know what I'm saying? I think that's far more valuable than any video, any character I could create. Yeah. Because that's really that's me. Character, I'm impersonating something else.
Facts.
But who I am to the core, that character, day to day, who I am, no one looking type deal, and people who see me off that screen, you know what I'm saying? Like they all can say the same thing, like, oh yeah, that's a good friend, that's a good brother, you feel me? That's really a man of God, you know what I'm saying? Like he really true to who he is. I think that's far more valuable than anything that could be seen I put on the internet for sure.
Yeah. Nah, that's good.
Yeah.
So got one more thing. So what's one piece of encouragement you just want to give out to like the viewers and the listeners?
I think one piece of encouragement, like, it's gonna happen. Can't tell you when, can't tell you how, but it's gonna happen. Just trust and believe, you know what I'm saying, and follow in that calling that you have talked to with God, or maybe with your higher power, whoever that is. Like, trust and believe that it's gonna happen, and it will happen. You may not know when, you know what I'm saying, but just trust that, you know, and just keep going from there. But no, it will happen. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now and he already said it. That's good. You know, trust God. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you was speaking in this podcast. Like, you were speaking real. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, this is What's the Word. You know what I'm saying? This is the Devonte West.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow him on his platforms. What's your TikTok, Instagram, real quick?
TikTok _Yogi75, Instagram _Devonte West, YouTube _Devonte West. That's where you can find me.
And this is What's the Word, and that's a wrap.
Yes.